Hi, welcome back to the J-List, and today we will be talking about Tyler the Creator's new-ish album, Don't Tap the Glass. I know I'm about 2-3 months late on it, but I've been meaning to get to it, so here we go. So starting off with track number 1, we have Big Poe with Pharrell, which I thought was an incredible opener. It starts off a little out of the ordinary from your typical Tyler album. It's just like super aggressive, all up in your face. It gets to that one part in the song where it's like the jump chorus, and it is super aggressive, super fun. And Pharrell being in it was an incredible addition and really tied everything together. It was also really refreshing to hear him come across with such aggression, with a lot of his earlier stuff. He had a little bit of that vibe, but then we got into like the later 2010s and he got very sing-songy, poppy, so it was super out of the blue to see Pharrell back in a role like this, but I loved it, especially with an artist like Tyler. And of course, we're only one song in, and Tyler's already just coming out super freaky on the album with the cream pie in the back of the backseat thing. Just sure, dude, sure. And then a perfect segue into the next song, Sugar on My Tongue, is just beautiful, beautiful segue. They're both aggressive in their own rights, but Sugar on My Tongue was one of my favorites when it originally came out. I know it kind of got adopted by meme culture at this point and is more of a joke to the majority of fans as opposed to an actual good cut from the album, but it was my favorite when it originally released. I thought it was super fun and energetic, and I remember when I first put the album on, it was like these first two I just repeated. It was an awesome way to start the day. Following that, we have track number 3, Sucka Free, which was super unexpected for me personally. I know he's, been in his rap bag as of recent, but this was like almost a different level for him. I know he's done really good in the past with, the entirety of Call Me If You Get Lost, but this specific song itself, I felt like was its own level beyond a lot of those songs. At least from a flow kind of standpoint, where he's really just going all in and making that the focal point of the song, as opposed to just like a singular verse of a song, a one-off kind of thing. He's just going in, and it was really cool. He has that bar like on Future Wolfgang, all the bros in here. It's like, yeah, like show some love to these guys that you've been around for your whole entire life. I know the whole situation with Frank is weird to say the least right now, with them unfollowing each other on Instagram and whatnot, but I like to think Tyler qualifies him in that category. You have other members such as, Sid and Earl Sweatshirt still actively creating their own lanes. Much more so Earl Sweatshirt. He's really come on in the past couple years here, so that's been very incredible to see. And then with track number 4, we have Nominem, which was an interlude. It was cool. I like that he references the pop out and kind of, separating himself from Drake, all that kind of stuff, which was, I don't know, fine. It was just a little interlude kind of thing, but it was interesting to see him address that at least like a little bit. Now, following that, we have Stop Playing With Me, which it's just my typical not loving a repetitive chorus kind of thing. It's fun, it's got that energy, it's just not one I've really consistently gone back to since it's released. It didn't stand out when I first listened to it, and on any of the replays, I was kind of just looking forward to it being over, to kind of just get to the rest of the track list, honestly, because the latter half of this album is just incredible. So it's fine. It's a fine midway song, which leads us to track 6, Ring Ring Ring, which was incredible. It was definitely top 3 from the album for me. There's another track later on here that I think is a little better, but this was just so incredibly well done. The chorus is just absolutely perfect. I adored it. And in the second verse of that song, he's like talking to the operator like while he's rapping. It's a pretty unique way of songwriting. And then Run Event makes another appearance with the vocoder, and it's super cool. I've always been half and half on that stuff in the past. Like, I think it's a cool tool, but it can kind of come off kind of cringe, and just it doesn't sound right. But it was used really well in this instance, so I didn't mind it. Track number 7, we have Don't Tap the Glass / Tweakin'. It's pretty cool to see him do you know, a continuation, bit of a return to form to his previous albums where it's two-part song. I wish it was a little three-parter, whatever. Beggars can't be choosers. I'll take it. I didn't love it. It was cool, like in the beginning, had some good energy to it. But the song as the whole, first half didn't do much for me. Second half, the tweaking portion was also not really notable for me either. It's a fine enough filler kind of song. I could have done without it, quite honestly. And the next track, track number 8, Don't You Worry Baby, is pretty interesting because it's not necessarily like a Tyler song at all. It just happens to be on the album. Madison McFerrin pretty much just owns the entirety of the song. Her chorus is perfect. Like, it's just a perfect chorus. And her verses were also beautiful as well. I mean, she just had probably the best song on the album. It was just an incredible performance. I hadn't really heard much of her up until this point. But ever since, I've been checking her out. She's pretty cool, so it was pretty sweet to get her, you know, a spot on this track list and probably draw a bunch of attention to her because I personally didn't really hear much of her beforehand. And then following that is I'll Take Care of You featuring Yebba, which is just incredible, super beautiful. Lyrically, it's not the most in-depth song, but like sonically is just, it's like very, very pleasing to listen to, super easy on the ears, and it's just a great experience all the way around. And it's funny, like looking back on the song and kind of his discography as a whole, it feels like if Cherry Bomb was like put in like a suit and tie and was kind of dressed up a little bit, because it has that kind of beat to it, just like thunderous and like the fun little background vocals while just having, you know, the feature kind of hover around at ear level where it's like giving you just enough, but you're more so there for the instrumental itself. I thought this track was just super cool. It's yet another track where there's like pretty much no Tyler at all. I mean, obviously he had everything to do with the sonical choices for the album, but his actual voice is just not there on this track, which is fine. It's a great track. And then finally, track number 10, Tell Me What It Is. This was a cool outro. I mean, he's talking about his heart and not being able to open up, but also reflecting on his achievements a little bit where he's talking to his mom. It's a pretty cool outro, especially on an album where he didn't really dive deep into like the opening your heart love kind of aspect for 80-90% of the album, so it was really cool to see him touch base a little bit on that. A little out of place, I would say, as an outro. It didn't like round the rest of the themes together, but like he said, this wasn't supposed to be some thematic album. It's just listen to it, bump it, enjoy it, which I thoroughly did, and I think he killed it. I'm happy I did actually come back and review this one. It kind of slipped off the radar a little bit, especially with how much good music has come out this year. But I've been listening to it, you know, throughout the past week or so, just getting back into it, and it was just fantastic. It's a very good summer album. I remember when it came out, I was just playing basketball to it every day, and it just kept me going. But now that it's like fall time, it still plays really well, and I feel like some tracks, like Don't You Worry Baby, I'll Take Care of You, those are like really nice fall tracks, so it'll be cool to see how this ages with time. But yeah, that was the review for Tyler the Creator's Don't Tap the Glass. Thank you.